Hello, it's the Friday Christmas talkie. Yeah, so first off, show us your tree. That's the open tag by sandamtod. So let me just get out of the way and I'll show you our tree. I may need to, let me back up a bit so you can see a bit more. We've got the funky flashing lights that they kind of change speed and they get really fast after a bit. I decorated that a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, something like that. Yeah, I do enjoy decorating a tree. There you go. Let's just get a little bit, whoops, I'm knocking this thing over. No, shut up. God. Be quiet. I've got Max and Bailey in here with me because this is the living room as opposed to where I normally do my videos, which is in the study. There we go. What's up, Bods? Do you want to say hello? Do ya? Mr. Bods. Bailey Bods. You big doofus. Are you big doofus? Are you? Yeah. Right. Get out of the way, you silly dog. No, shut up, idiot. That's Max. He's a bit of a div. He's actually the smarter dog, but he's a grumpy bastard. You're grumpy boy, Max. Come on then, shift your ass. You're in the way. Let's do the rest of this here video. Right then, so what else have I got to talk about apart from showing you a Christmas tree and two noisy dogs? Hello, hello, what do you want? He wonders what I'm talking, or who I'm talking to. Yeah, tag responses. First one is by interHOSTHOUSE. And he has asked a question, do you remember the games that you got for Christmas when you were a kid? Or the toys, the presents that you got? And yes, I do. And I'm going to show you some actually and talk about some of the ones I got. The first ones are from 1972. I don't have the original ones that I had. These were a stocking filler. These weren't the main present. These were something that... There's a dog under the tripod. Please be careful, babe. Very big dog under the tripod. Yeah, they were a stocking filler. And they came from, I didn't know it at the time, they were free from Shell garages because my dad was a lorry driver, and so he, you know, if ever there were freebies for spending lots of money on fuel, he got them, and one of them was these. I'm going to have to hold them up to the camera. They were called Crazy Dragsters, though they're known as, come on, focus. It's not going to focus. They're known as Mattel Zowies just about everywhere else, but they were branded Crazy Dragsters. Focus! Okay, that's about as focused as it's going to go. There's that one that's like got a police light thing on it. This one's been a bit chewed. And there's that one there. It's kind of like some kind of cart. It's like, I don't know, like a crazy dragster pickup truck something. Yeah. Then you've got this demonic one here, which is kind of cool. Apparently this one's called a Diablo. And then you've got that one, I've forgotten what that one's called. Can't remember. But it's like a 4-poster bed of sorts. And then there's this one, and I also can't remember what that's called either. I am missing 3. I'm kind of working my way. Focus there. Yeah, oh God. I'm missing 3 of them. I'm working my way through collecting them, picking them up on eBay when I see them at a sensible price. Because you get a lot of them in America and they're selling for stupid money. And I won't pay stupid money. I'll pay a couple of quid for them, something like that. I'm not going to pay $30 for one of them just because it happens to be in the original bag. And it's also tricky because there were retail versions that are slightly different. But I want the original free ones from the Shell garages. Max, shut the fuck up. Thank you. So yeah, I'm picking them up gradually. The one I'm missing that I really want is the one with like a knight's helmet on it. And there's another one with a Mexican hat and a moustache. And what was the other one? I don't rightly remember. Anyway, yeah, so there was those. I got those. They were a Christmas stocking filler. And then I had one of these in a Christmas stocking as well. Which is like a little matchbox thing. It's called a Stingaroo. That's the name it's got. It's just like it's a trike thing. Main presents that I remember. If I can find pictures of them, I'll stick them up on this video. Sometime in the, oh god, ones I remember from the 70s. One when I must have been about 6 or 7, something like that. I had a chess set made by Spears Games, and I actually came across this same set this week in a charity shop, and I nearly bought it. And I don't know why I didn't actually, except that I've already got a chess set and a better one. But the thing I remember about that chess set, you got plastic pieces that looked all right. But there was felt underneath the pieces, and I think there was felt under the board. Something about it, anyway, really smelled brilliant. I loved the smell of it. It really... I actually wanted to open the box on the set that I came across in the charity shop, just to see if it smelled the same. Maybe if it's still there when I find myself there again, I'll think about buying it. Another thing I had was a go-kart. Actually, I mean, it was a bit of a cop-out. I think my dad must have pulled it out of a skip or something. I was 5 or 6 or whatever. And it was like, you know, you get your kids' pedal cars that you buy in the shops. You know, they've got a metal chassis and a plastic body on them, and you pedal them, and they're all quite fancy. Well, this was just the chassis. Obviously the body had been trashed or whatever, someone had thrown it in the skip. So he's pulled it out, painted the chassis up, put some bits of like hardboard on it and whatever, and painted me name on it and made it look all kind of... well, to a 5-year-old it looked great and I loved it. What a cheap bastard though. But that was my dad all over. I talk about him in the past tense. He's not dead, but he might as well be as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, but I did like that go-kart. God, what other stuff? There was, oh yes, two particular toys that to find them now. Well, the first one were, what were they? Fighting something. They were 2 action figures about this tall, 7-inch, something like that, 7-inch, 9-inch, something, I can't remember. Captain Pegleg and Captain Hook, and you held them sort of just above around the waist, and they had a little lever in their side that you would push with your thumb, and their arm would go up and down like that, and they were holding a sword. So obviously you'd hold them face to face like that, push the little levers, and they'd fight each other. And I keep looking for those on eBay. Every so often I come across one, but they're either incomplete or naked or selling for stupid money, and I'm not going to pay silly money for them. The other thing, along a similar vein, which is these are really selling for crazy money now, was a little action figure called Muton, sold in the UK by Dennis Fisher, originally sold in Japan by a company called Takara. Muton, he was purple, he had a see-through body, you could pull his hands and feet and in fact take apart his arms and legs, and it was all interchangeable. And he had a counterpart called Cyborg, which I never had, and there was another one called Android, which they weren't as popular. And these things now sell for upwards of £70 on eBay if you can get one that's got all of its like arms and legs and hands and feet, and the head hasn't perished because the head's made of rubber and it's all squashy, and you can see his brains inside his head, which is great. I thought this thing was really the bee's knees, and I was the only kid in school who had one. And they are now very, very desirable. And I want one, but I just can't bring myself... Well, I haven't got the £70 to spend on one, so needless to say I haven't got one. And moving on, I mean, that was 77, 76, something like that. It was in the mid-70s. And moving on from that, I can't remember a great deal of what I got up until 1981, when I got a was it Grandstand? No, it was CGL, Galaxy Invader 1000, the yellow one. And it's like a LED Space Invaders kind of game. You just had 3 rows of invaders that would come down, and it was simplistic, but it was fun. And then in 82 I got Astro Wars, which is like just a mega cool tabletop game by Grandstand. I don't know what they were branded as outside of the UK, but in the UK they were Grandstand, and they were very popular, and that is still a brilliant game, and there are probably videos of it all over the place. It even featured in Retro Gamer magazine quite recently. I had one of them. I may try and pick one of them up again sometime. And then in 83 I got an Atari 2600, the Vader. Loved it, still love it. It's still my favourite model of Atari 2600. I've got one, not the one I had back then. Sadly I left it behind when I left home, and I wish I hadn't. I sold most of the games I had for it back then as well, and I wish I hadn't done that either, though I've collected a lot of them again since then. Other stuff? You know what, I can't remember. After the Atari, I can't remember anything that I got for Christmas. But I mean, what was I, 14 or something like that when I got that? So, yeah. Those are memorable Christmas presents from when I was a kid. Someone else has done an open tag, which to my shame, I can't remember who it was. I saw it a week or two ago, and I've been flicking through and trying to find out who did it, and I can't. Apologies to whoever it was, which was, what are you hoping to get for Christmas this year? There's only one thing that I have in mind that I'm pretty sure I got, because I bought Andrea one and she bought me one. And I have mentioned this quite recently in another video, and that is a God, what's it? Nat PC. It's a 7-inch Android tablet, fairly cheap compared to like your Nexus 7s and your Kindle Fires and whatnot. You know, it's £90 compared to like 130 or 150 or whatever. But performance-wise, it sounds like it's quite good. All the reviews say they are reliable. This one's slightly uprated, 2 cameras instead of 1, faster processor apparently, 1 gig of RAM, and it's an 8 gig storage thing, but I've got a 32 gig micro SD card to slap in that, so that'll be handy. Yeah, other than that, I ain't got a clue, you know. I don't know what Santa's going to bring, so I like surprises. It's always a bit of a bummer if it comes to Christmas Day, and actually that reminds me, going back, yes, I got an Action Man one year, which to Americans and other people out there would be known as a G.I. Joe. I don't remember what year it was, but I learned a lesson from this. That year, my mother had asked me, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I want an Action Man. She was like, well, we'll just see what Santa brings. And I'm like, Santa, yeah, right. I knew there was no Santa by then. And I also knew where she hid the presents that she had bought. Before Christmas, I went sneaking into what was like the top cupboard above the wardrobe. And I took a peek, and there was an Action Man. And I was like, yeah, I want one of them. And this was like 2 weeks before Christmas. And I had to spend the next 2 weeks pretending I didn't know. And I had to, when I opened it, I had to pretend to be surprised, when really I knew all along. And it for me, spoiled my Christmas, because there was no surprise. And I love the surprise. And I learned from that, don't go peeking. You know, I mean, yeah, I know about the tablet thing this year, but no idea about anything else. And surprises are fun. So if you don't know what you're getting for Christmas, don't go peeking. Yeah, even Max agrees, don't you? Yeah. Because as adult viewers, you won't know any of this, will you? What? What do you want?
What, you big div?
You have to talk to dogs in a voice like that.
You do first.
Yeah. Really? Are you sure? What? Okay, I've got a couple of shout-outs. Yes, two. Well, it's Christmas. So I'm going to move upstairs to do them. So, what? Oh, shush. He doesn't like it when I copy him. If he says something and I say the same thing back to him, he gets all upset. See what I mean? Shush. Right, moving now. Okay, first shout out goes to Kiracastle, who is in Osaka in Japan, though she is Australian, which makes her quite unusual really. Not really a retro gaming channel, though you might occasionally get a bit of retro on here, but she does general gaming largely on the PC, though she's doing some Minecraft Pocket, handheld, whatever, yeah, Minecraft Pocket Edition, but some other general, like, Japanese related videos. She did a very interesting one recently, No Christmas in Japan. Oh god, yes, and the crazy Japanese food. I ate raw horse and fish penis. Yeah, that will make you cringe. And talks about what it's like in Japan, and I find those very interesting. If you watch Luke Morse 1, he sometimes does his like cultural videos where he talks about what it's like in Japan. Kira does a little bit of that here. I hope she does more. We've got some Pokemon Yellow. She likes her Pokemon. She's not been doing this for ever so long. 15th January 2012 she started. She's at 232 subscribers, and I like what she's doing. I don't know what direction she's going to take her channel in, you know, if she's going to stick with the PC, or she has made reference to some retro stuff, I think. But I'm keeping an eye on her channel and watching on a pretty regular basis because I like what she does. She's got an entertaining and very nice, refreshing, open kind of character. You know, like I say so often, no nonsense. There is no nonsense here. She just plays her games or talks to the camera, and what you see is what you get. And I like that. It's refreshing. Okay, second shout out is, hold on. Second shout out is, and this is not a gaming channel. This is well, it's Pattimus. Who, what can I tell you about Pattimus? She's random. She is very, very random and kind of enigmatic. She's got this personality, whatever she's talking about, and it can just be completely bizarre, off the cuff stuff, whatever. Will hold your attention and keep you entertained and amused, and you know, it doesn't matter what she's talking about. If you watch her videos, you'll smile or chuckle or be amused or entertained. This is just a force of personality thing. I found her via Lawn Boy's post. He shouted her out a month or so ago, and I've been watching for that couple of months, and yeah, very, very enjoyable channel. So while it may not be gaming, do go check her out. I think you will enjoy her channel. And that's really what it's all about, because there's more to life than gaming sometimes, somehow. I can't believe I said that, but there it is. Okay, that is that's my second shout out, because yeah. Anyway, quick check there. 86 subscribers she's at. I can't put that on there. 86 subscribers. Certainly very worthy of more subscribers, because which is great. There you go. Right. Shout out number 2. Turning the camera around now. Okay, so that's the shout outs. Oh, I must say, yes, a big thank you to SmoothEmJay, Malc, who has sent me a Christmas card and this. I'm not going to show you exactly what is in it, but it's a selection of Amiga floppy disks. I've had a look at them, and I'm not going to tell you, Malc knows what they are. I'm not going to tell you what they are because that would spoil it. You will know what's coming up, because what's coming up is going to be Amiga game videos, and that'll be fun. I'm I don't know when, is this the last video I'm doing until after Christmas? I don't know. It might be, Andrea is off work now, because as most of you all know, she's a teacher, and school is now out for Christmas. So we'll be spending a lot of time together, and with the run up to Christmas it's going to be a busy time. So I may not get time for more videos after this until after Christmas. Maybe. If I get a minute, I'll do one, but I can't promise that I'll have the time. Yeah, but after Christmas or New Year or whenever things calm down and get normal again, Amiga games, they will be coming up, and I'm going to enjoy that greatly. So a big thank you to Malc for sending those to me. I very much appreciate that. Okay, anything else coming up? No. No, not really. It's not going to be more of the same for a couple of weeks. Yeah, there's going to be a gap. I have this special project that I keep referring to that I haven't done yet, that I'm sort of working on, and I will need to put the channel on brief, like a week long or something, several days hiatus. Whether or not I get to do that over the Christmas period, probably not, because I expect it to be busy, but it's coming soon. I think that's everything, except to say, hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I keep hearing a lot of debate about this, like on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. People saying, "Oh, you're not Christian, you can't say Merry Christmas," or if you're Christian, will it affect, or if you're non-Christian, will it offend you if I say Merry Christmas, and blah blah blah. I'll tell you what, I'm not Christian. I reject Christianity entirely, but I still say Merry Christmas, and saying Xmas pisses me off. So, and Happy Holidays annoys me even more. Merry bloody Christmas. Yeah. I'll shut up now. Thank you for watching.